Hey y'all, welcome back to Crisis Monday. Today we're reviewing Billy V Attack Force Army Men. So, I just got this off of eBay and let's review it. The contents of the bag. First, it comes with these two pieces of barbed wire. They're a little bit funky and they they tend to lean a bit. They're not very steady. This one's fine, but they just don't stand up very well because they have these little pieces of excess plastic that force them to stand up. So I guess if you really want them to stand up, you might have to sand that down. Um, Other than that, they have a pretty hard plastic, but it's slightly bendable. I wouldn't try and bend it too much because it might snap in half or break, but they are sturdy. They're not gonna be breaking anytime soon just by random. And they probably won't be bending out of place either, unless it's being pressed for a long period of time. So that's the barbed wire. And if you take a look at the flag, you can see it is an American flag, the classic red, with this also pretty classic base, and of course, and put it together, and it stands very high above any soldier. So yeah, it definitely stands tall. Although I wish it was a bit taller. These just seemed a bit short to me, the flags, but oh well. And it sticks in here. The base doesn't stick in here too well. You can pull it out with pretty much ease. You don't really have to use much force, which is what I'm worrying about. But I suppose you can move it around and it's not going to get pulled out if you move it side to side, only if you pull straight out. But it's relatively weak being pulled out. Now for the sandbags. So the sandbags they come in two pieces, and they are attached to create a diagonal. They are attached by these two pieces which snap together. If we just snap them together real quick, you have to use quite a bit of force to push them together. Sorry, I have to do this off camera. It's just kind of hard to do. And when they come together, they form this. And they, yeah, looks pretty good. And it's, the bazookas, of course, just barely clear the bunker. The small machine gunners, do not, unfortunately, clear the sandbags, which is disappointing. I mean, you could put it like this, but the top part of the mold is not going to be touching the ground, which is unfortunate. The kneeling troopers, however, do clear the sandbags, which is nice. So I just would have loved to see that this person, the big machine gunner, would have cleared the sandbags, because that's what I would have assumed they would have been using the sandbags for. Anyway, let's look at each soldier mold. So, unfortunately, in this set, there are an uneven number of figures. So there might be 4 of these figures advancing, pointing their rifles to the ground, whereas there's only 1 figure on 1 radio man, which is unfortunate. However, there seems to be at least 1 of every figure, so that seems nice. I suppose there's about maybe 3 or 4 to 2 figures per each thing. So it seems like they at least regulate that there's 1 figure in all the set for dance. Anyway, let's take a look at the this figure. So the figures have a lot of detail. You can even see parts of their fingers, which is nice. And yeah, just a lot of detail here. This is on the back. They didn't skimp out on the detail. And what's good is these figures are not paper thin. They are thick, at least. So that's the person walking down. This is the radio man stance. This is the person advancing, pointing their rifle upward. this is the person who's crawling, and unfortunately they do not have a person who's crawling and shooting upward. Yeah, so that's kind of unfortunate. Then there is the, I don't know what this person is called, the person who shoots the, fire from their, I don't know, the, fire trooper, I don't know what they're called. And then this is the person who is squatting and taking aim, maybe to destroy any tan soldiers, or maybe just scouting out. And this is the person who is taking a look at just anything in the distance, possibly has seen something and is halting their troops from advancing forward. Maybe a tan tank. This is the person who appears to be throwing a grenade. This is kind of an awkward stance in my opinion. I'm not really sure why they included this one, or they made this one look so awkward, but I guess it exists. And this is the machine gunner. This might be one of my favorite stances. It's just a classic one, and it looks like this gun, I don't know, it just looks like this guy could probably waste a lot of soldiers, and you really put a damper on tan advancements, or gray advancements, or other nations' advancements, or the other troops that you have. Now, this is not a soldier that I necessarily like. The bazooka is pointed downward, and I don't really know why you'd want to do that, because you just shoot the ground, but anyway, that's him. And then lastly, we have the soldier who is just standing up and aiming their rifle. So in total, this set has a lot of useful stances, and I really like it. However, I just feel like the quality on maybe some of the guns and the flag could have been made a bit better. However, this does, this really helps me, because this is the first Billy V soldiers I've had, and it's relatively cheap. This thing only cost about, it only cost about $3, or I think it cost only about $6, but I don't know, something around that, with $4 shipping, so it wasn't terrible, only about $10 total, so that was kind of nice, and yeah. Anyway, if you like this review, it really helps me out if you like and subscribe, and I'll see you all later in the next video.